Welcome back. Thanks for staying with us as we continue our special live coverage of the 2021 Anambra governorship elections. So we're getting feeders that the candidate of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, Apga, in the 2021 elections, Charles Soludo, has decried the slow accreditation process in many parts of the state. Now, as at 1 p.m., the candidate was yet to cast his vote at his polling unit. He alleged that the situation was similar in many parts of the state. However, he called on for his supporters to exercise patience. That's not the case with the incumbent governor, Willie Obiano, who cast his vote as well on Saturday. It was a smooth process for him in his ward, Ward 4 in Aguleri. And so we can also confirm that, of course, the APC's Andy Uba has also voted. He said everything is absolutely in order. Different strokes for different folks, I say. My guests are still here, and of course, the candidates and the top major players experiencing different, having different experiences rather right there at the elections. But just a moment ago, you were even telling me of just a particular area that has not even voted, no election materials even just yet, as at almost 2:30.
Yes, one thing there is that there is a particular area that they've not even seen. Here, the local government, to be precise, he has 20 wards.
20 wards
in that particular local government. Numbers of polling units there. I don't know how INEC is going to do between now and 4:30, because even if they start now and they have not even seen the materials at all, then the one of Chad Chukuma Soludo, one thing there is this. Machine is machine, we agree, but not when in virtually in every local government you have pocket of. And another thing again is that in that particular ward and also that polling unit, you know, the lot of supporters there, they've already say no, it was done intentionally, so he has to be calming them down, because it's not, it doesn't even affect him alone. There are some other ones too. In fact, there was a place that within 2 hours, it's only 15 people that could vote in one particular polling unit. So all these things, although we still have to give chance to INEC, but at the same time, they should have foreseen this and have a different backups the way they've been having in some units. I think it's the high time that they should make sure that Agwata, they should send people down there to that particular local government, because that local government is so much important. Because we have governorship candidates that come from that particular local government, 3 of them if I'm not mistaken. So when you have the local government that have Andy Uba, you have the one that have Chukuma Soludo, and the one of one other governorship candidate also. And at the same time, yes,
Chris Uba.
And you have that kind of thing. You will know that it's going to be very tough, because if I want to partake in an election and I can't vote for myself, or I can't vote for anybody that I really want, so and it's people, how did you want them to even feel? Then another thing again is that in different local government, look at from here, the local government for instance now, where the election has not taken place as we speak, 20 wards. So how did you want them to feel? The way I'm saying it is that this election, 2 things could happen. In all those areas that the election has not started, if the election did not start till 3 p.m., I don't think people will be ready to even vote in that particular local government. In that case, that means we may have a situation, the election that have to continue tomorrow. Because in those particular local government, you can't say those people are ready to vote and you didn't bring materials for them. It's not their fault. And they have the inalienable right to vote. So far, they are registered, and they are by law, they have the right to vote.
Hey, Emeka, I wonder what your thoughts are and what feeders you're getting.
Well, INEC again, you know, well, these things are not right. That Professor Chukuma Soludo has not voted up till now is not good optics for INEC. It's not good. It's not good at all. Because they should avoid the danger of being labeled as having an agenda against any candidate. I mean, it's not right. It's not proper for INEC to have allowed this thing to linger. Imagine, look at the time, it's almost 2:30, and some areas have
2:15.
It's 215, and they've not supplied, voting materials to some areas. I mean, how do they explain this kind of a thing? They had enough time to prepare for this election. It's not a general election.
Talk us through perhaps the geography or geographical terrain of Anambra State. Could that be could that be responsible for it? I understand there are also waterways in Anambra. Could that be responsible for it?
How many local governments are riverine? Maybe 2.
Only 2?
Maybe 2 or 3, yes.
How accessible are these local governments from Oka?
They are accessible. They are accessible. Local governments are accessible. And then, Anambra is not such a big state. It's not a mainly riverine area state like Bayelsa. So, and Anambra has a good network of roads. If you remember, Ngige, did something in terms of roads. Peter Obi did his deputy, Eveji Etiaba, when she was the acting governor, she did a lot of work. Obiano has also done his own. So, Anambra has a good network of roads, through which you can connect different parts of the state. Yes, I know some of the roads are not in a good condition,
good shape at the moment.
But it's not such that you cannot reach many parts of Anambra State. You can say that by this time you have not reached many parts of Anambra State. You can reach them on. I mean, if not the motor vehicles, you can access them on motorcycles or tricycles.
Gentlemen, because these are machines we are referring to. I mean, even the best of elections or the best of countries, developed countries or developed climes, still experience failure of technology and devices.
That's general elections.
Donald Trump has still been crying foul that the elections were rigged. So perhaps I wonder, are you perhaps also worried that if this is playing on this level, in this dimension, then there should be a lot to worry about the general scale when we get to 2023, when the elections have to be conducted virtually in every part of this country, 774 local government, 36 states.
Well, it's a big shot, I must say. In fact, if you look at Imbaku in Akwa, in Oka North local governments, they started the accreditation by 12:15. So one thing there is that I think INEC should try. Thank God that we are having all this one-off election. Just imagine if we have to have a general election today and you have the BFALs malfunctioning in every local government, in every ward, then it is not an election again. This is the high time that INEC needs to do more in the area of this particular machine. If they can, yes, if this device could be used in another clime and it's been working, or are we going to say some certain individual are sabotaging the effort of INEC in this particular one? Because I saw Professor Yakub Mahmoud voicing out and also saying it confidently that this BFAS is going to work and that they've tested it, they've overrun it again, and now we know how machine works, but not in the numbers that we are having. Not in the numbers that are having. Then in the issue of the late arrival of materials that will be clamoring from 1999 till date, is still what is still coming out in 2021. So this is the high time that INEC also needs to do something about it. Then in the issue of planning from the movement of material and the ad hoc staff from the main capital, I have said it severally, it is illogical for you to bring all the ad hoc staff to a state capital of a particular state, then early in the morning you now ask them to be going to their various local government and their various ward and the various, it's not going to work.
What are you proposing?
What is going to happen is that, if possible, that they should find a way where those things what they want to pick up, apart from the major ballot paper or whatever, if they should have a way where in each local government, there is no local government that doesn't have a bank. So if there is a way, they can move it closer. You know, if it is within their local government to their wards, to their units, it's going to be easier than coming, because there are some certain states. We are talking about Anambra that is not so that big. There are some certain states that is going to be, for instance, now let me pick Jigawa as an example.
If you are going to
Niger State, if you are going to from Duse, the state capital of Jigawa State, and you are going to a place called Kirikazama, you are going to use 6 hours. So are you going to tell me that the person that's going to come with the material is going to move from Duse to Krikazama, or is going to move there to Malam Madori, or is going to move there to Hadeja? So, and that is the thing. Even look at Lagos State, for instance. If somebody is going to come all the way from he's going to come all the way from free trade zone in Ajah and he's going to go to Badagry. So all these things should be able to be, INEC should be able to remap it. We shouldn't be doing something and we are not getting the same answers, and we want to be doing it and get different answers. Now it's not going to be work. Then another one issue that is so much more important is in the issue of the security operatives. They've done fantastically, I think, to some certain extent today, but they should cater for how they are going to be fed. We should not expect a situation where our police officers are going to go and eat when they're supposed to be manning what they're supposed to be manning. Create a room where at their duty post they will be fed there. At their duty post, create an avenue where they are going to be fed there. They don't need to go anywhere. When it's time for their lunch, they will come there, serve them their lunch, serve them their drink. If it is in the evening where they are going to be at the returning offices, what they just have to do, create a way where they will be fed there so that they don't need to leave their work. We know in this particular country how 2 or 3 orderlies of a particular politician was killed and they said they went to eat. So we shouldn't be having, when we know how important is their duty, then we need to reimburse them very well. We should not be sending their feeding allowance to their account on a day where they may not see food to buy, on a day where they have to be looking for ATM machine all around, or they will be looking for POS fund. It is illogical and it cannot even work. Then giving 1,000 naira or 1,005 to an ACDOC officer that is going to stand from morning till now, or that has been there since yesterday, because they will have to sleep over there. So for 24 hours, to eat 24 hours with 1,000 naira, and it's going to stand. In that case, you have all these politicians. They will go and cook orphan soup or idik icon. And they will give the ad hoc staff. Before you know it, it will open up as a goalkeeper and the goal is going to be scored.
Well, we hope that there's no goal that is scored. Well, Emeka, we have to go now. We have to go now. But I wonder what your final thoughts are as we round off on the show this afternoon.
You see, I was talking about this funny issue of voter apathy. What causes it? It's things like this, which raises suspicion about voter suppression, about deliberate attempts to reduce votes from certain areas. Now, okay, with all the noise about security, traditional rulers, religious leaders,
especially with the trust deficits that we have in this country.
Political leaders did their best, spoke with IPOB, lifted its threat and all of that. The security forces deployed a large number of officials, a large number of personnel across the state. And then you have a large turnout of people, only for the people to get, I even understand in Gigestan, in Alon, they have the same problem. There's a large, there are large numbers of voters, the beavers machines are not working. It's the same thing in some other, in Soludo's area, and some other places, Mbako and others. Why should this happen? And then tomorrow and then when this matter gets to the court, INEC will hire lawyers who come and be giving funny excuses. This is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. It's not proper. We're not giving a good image of this country to the world. If we cannot handle a simple election of 2.5 million voters, the INEC chairman must extend this election, and he must apologize to the people of Anambra State. Why should you do this kind of a thing? Why? People have told it before. The National Assembly has told him, before you introduce any innovation, test it thoroughly. Don't bring in any innovation that will make a mess of all the preparations. People have done so much. People have gone through so much agony in preparation for this election. This should not happen. This is unacceptable. It should not happen.